Everybody talks about the ceiling, right? In the personal development world, you reach a ceiling. It may be a ceiling in your job. It may be a ceiling in your relationship. It may be a certain amount of money that you think you can is the max that you can earn. Those are the ceilings. Rarely do I hear anybody talk about their floors. I used to do construction growing up. And I've watched a home go from nothing into livable. I've dug trenches for footings, laid rebar, laid concrete, framed out a house, put the plywood on, sheetrock on the inside, stucco on the outside. And I've also put a roof on a house. Here in New Mexico, we have a lot of flat roofs. It's different than a lot of the other places that I've visited for sure. Most of the rest of the country, they have pitch roofs. We have some pitch roofs here, but most of the homes are flat roofed. The ceiling isn't as strong as the floor. Yeah, the trusses that you walk on, they're there. Yeah, you can get up on the roof and you can do some work, stable. But there's usually a hollow gap between where the roof top is that is exposed to the outside and where the ceiling is of your house. Now, with flat roofs, it's the trusses, right? With pitch roofs, it's the attic. So, if you put enough pressure on the roof, you end up falling through. Do you know what you can't do that with? The floor. I could jump on my floor as long as there's not really the basement, right? Where I'm from, we don't really have basements. So it's the foundation, then it's usually the flooring that people walk on. I could jump on that flooring. It might be wood, it might be tile, it might be carpet, but it's only a couple layers and there's no space virtually between my feet and the floor. When I fall, the floor catches me. I used to work for this dude, and I was doing stucco at the time. And my job was to set up the scaffolding, right? So I set up the scaffolding, which is the stuff that goes around the outside of the house so that people can work on it. And I was the one that had to set that up myself. So I put one in, put the walking board on the side. I'd stick the other side in, lift the walking board up. I'd get on there, bring up two more scaffolds, do the same thing, build it 3 or 4 stories high. My boss told me, hey, just FYI, if you ever fall, you're fired before the floor catches you. The floor is the bottom that you will ever face. The lowest point that you will ever face. The floor is what catches you. So what is your floor? When I was out drinking, out smoking, out using drugs, I call it ingesting, inhaling, injecting. When I was doing all that, the floor was that. As long as I could find a way to inject, as long as I could find a way to inhale, as long as I could find a way to ingest, I didn't care about anything else. And I really didn't. Got to the point that I didn't care about having a place to stay. I let my floor get so low that I started looking around and just wondering where I was at. The floor is your non-negotiables. Again, for me, it was, can I use drugs? Can I drink? Because that was a non-negotiable for me. I had to switch that non-negotiable. I switched it to, can I have a place to stay? Can I have a car to get me around? Can I have a job that isn't always looking to fire me? Or that I'm worried about losing? Once I got that and made that my floor, I leveled up again. Because I learned that wasn't the floor that most of the rest of society follows. But the rest of society doesn't seem to understand the system. And that system is you define your floor and then you meet it. So the next thing that I did was define the steps to make me feel good. Not just surviving, but where I felt internally amazing. What did I do? Started implementing a routine every morning. For me, my routine is prayer, reading, journal, workout. That became my floor. That became the things that were going to catch me. Because life continued to throw its left and right hooks all the time. Shoot, we'll keep it with the house analogy. I kept on going through storms. That will never change. What does change is how you deal with it, where you keep your floor at. It's the lowest point you're going to ever hit. How you define that is up to you. Because there's now individuals that I'm around and they say, that's your floor? Because they can see way more potential in me. They don't see that as my floor anymore. They think I need to be a level higher. They have given me some steps that I need to take in order to raise my floor again. Essentially, I'm still trying to get to ground level because I live in one of the best countries out there. I have some of the most opportunities. So my floor needs to be higher. Regardless of what stage you're at in life, whether you're like I was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, ingesting, injecting, inhaling, or if you're like I was 5 years ago, 9 to 5ing, working, just trying to survive in this so-called economic setting that we have, you have to have a floor that you know is going to catch you. Can't be a person. It's got to be a floor. The lowest point that you will never go past. Look, if you like these videos, it'll really help me out a lot. If you can share it with somebody, if you can like it, if you can leave a comment, comment what it is that you like, what you don't like about this episode. I greatly appreciate it.